And we're here with Lucy Greer. We have her every Wednesday on Studio 10. We get excited. We love it. And you're making something I already love, burgers.
Yes.
This is a pesto burger with caramelized onions and jalapenos, right?
Yes, it is. And speaking of steamy, it's still hot here.
Yes.
People are still grilling, which of course we do all year round here. People are still excited about football, so this is a good football food and being outside.
Well, how does it come together? What do we need to do?
Okay, so first we're going to get started on our onions and jalapenos because they're going to take about 30 minutes to cook. So I have a big skillet here.
All right.
And we'll put it over medium heat.
Okay.
And I'm going to add a half a stick of butter, and I already sliced up 2 onions, and I had 3 jalapenos. They were really big. And they are going to cook down and get nice and caramelized, so they're not going to have too much heat. Those jalapenos aren't. So I just took the seeds and the ribs out, which is where a lot of that heat lives. So we're just going to toss everything in there, and along with that, I'm going to put in half a teaspoon of salt and a tablespoon of sugar, and that's just going to help that process go along. So we're going to cook those for about 20 minutes over medium heat, and then we'll turn it down and let them cook for about 10 or so more minutes, and you'll see they'll cook down really nicely for us.
I'm excited. Now, what's been going on at Greer's lately these days? Seems like you guys always have something new going on.
I know, we do always have something new going on. We are still excited about our new store in Robertsdale. We purchased the Winn-Dixie that closed, so we're still on 59, just a little bit further south, and it's a nice new store, so we can serve the customers of Robertsdale just a lot more variety. We have a full deli bakery in there, so people are really loving that, and that store, along with all of our stores in Mobile County and our 2 in Pensacola, are hot and heavy in online shopping. So we have curbside pickup and delivery options all over the county, all over Pensacola, and people are just really loving that. I have one of my friends that texted me the other day. She's like, I just don't know how anybody shopped anywhere but Greer's. Just not only our prices, but just the way we're trying to make it easy on customers to get in or not get in, you know, as far as shopping online, so we can just do that for them. So we're always excited about just trying to stay relevant and move towards the future.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with this curbside pickup, Lucy was explaining it to me the last time I was filling in for Joe, that you essentially order all your groceries online through either Greers.com, right, or through an app.
Yep, we have an app.
And then you end up pulling right up to the store, and they bring the groceries out to you.
Yeah.
And then I asked you, I said, okay, well, what about if you buy something frozen or something refrigerated? Does it just stay and melt? And you said, no, they keep those items specifically cold until you pull up to the curb and bring it out to you.
Yep, that's exactly right. And the curbside pickup is absolutely free. So it's the exact same price as if you came in and shopped for yourself, but we're just doing that service for you. And so we're really excited about it, and I absolutely love it. And another difference about Greer's is our meat department. We are one of the few stores that still have butchers in all of our markets, and we still grind all of our own beef right there in-house. So a lot of other stores, they pump preservatives in it to make the shelf life last a lot longer, and we don't do that. We still grind all this right there in-house. So since we're making burgers today, I just grabbed some ground chuck, and I'm going to use 1.5 pounds of that. And in our bowl, what I did already was added a 1/4 cup of pesto and a 1/4 cup of mayo and a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper, and I mix that together, and that's what's going to flavor up our burgers. So now I'm just going to get in there and get it all mixed in, and like I said, this is 1.5 pounds, so you can make 4 to 6 burgers. My mom always gave me grief growing up. I like really big burgers, so I would probably I know, she's like, these are way too big.
Oh,
and
there's
I'm like,
no
such thing.
There is no such thing when it comes to a burger too big. When we come back later in the hour, when Sarah joins you, what's going to be the next thing we work on?
We are going to cook these up. We're going to work on a sauce and work on our onions still, so we'll just let those go.
Sounds good. Lots of good stuff going on at Greer's. We're going to put the information on our website, fox10tv.com, right under the Studio 10 tab. We'll see you in a bit, Lucy.
And we are back in the kitchen this morning with Lucy Greer from Greer's Market, making pesto burgers with jalapenos and onion, and it smells delicious in here.
It does smell good.
This is our topping
Yes.
for our burgers.
Exactly. We already got that going. So we started with half a stick of butter, and I had 2 big onions and 3 big jalapenos. We added a little bit of sugar and some salt to help the caramelization process. So at this point, all we do is just let it cook. It's on medium heat. We're going to let it cook for about 20 minutes, and you can see how much it's already cooking down.
Yeah.
And then when it starts to get a little brown, that's when we'll turn the heat down a touch. Let it go for about 10 more minutes, and it's going to be really, really pretty and delicious on our burgers.
And it's interesting to note, too, because the way we cut up jalapenos and different things is that you're doing everything in slices, so strips of these, right?
Yep, so I did strips of those.
And you got rid of all the insides, the
Yep.
seeds, because the seeds are super hot, right?
Yeah, the seeds are super hot, and the white part inside, the ribs of the pepper. And so I just take all that out, slice them up. Make sure you wash your hands really good.
That happened to me one time. You can feel that later.
Yeah, you can. And sometimes, you know, they're hotter than other times, but sometimes even when you wash your hands,
The residue?
Yeah, it's just super, you know, and then you accidentally touch your eyes or something.
Of course you
so
do.
if you can get a hold of some disposable gloves to keep at your house for doing peppers, do that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I know. I
Absolutely.
always think, let me get some of those, and you know,
Yeah.
I never have them. But and we also mixed up our burgers. And
Is anything in the meat, or is it just ground beef?
yep, we started with ground chuck, and of course you could use turkey or ground sirloin, whatever you want. And we mixed up equal portions, a 1/4 cup of mayo and a 1/4 cup of pesto, and just a little bit of salt and pepper, and we mix that into the meat. So that's not only going to flavor our burgers, but it's going to keep them nice and moist too. And the pesto has a good bit of oil in it, and mayo does too. So when we cook these, it's going to you know, kind of expunge a little bit more liquid than your normal burger, but it's going to keep them nice and moist inside. And I thought we could, you know, kind of cook one up, and they're nice and big. I used 1.5 pounds of beef.
And you got 4 burgers out of that.
Yeah, but you could totally make 6. I told Michael, I like really big burgers, and my mom never likes them that big. It was funny, I had these out on the counter, and the kids' nanny that keeps our kids came in, she said, those are really big burgers. And I just died laughing because my mom always says that I make them too big. But they're like 3/4 pound burgers.
3/4 pound burgers. And you shaped them. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, really good question. You're full of good questions. I haven't been in the kitchen with you in so long. So
I know, it's fun.
It's fun having you.
Yeah.
Yes, so when you form your burgers, you want to kind of make them a little bit thinner on the outside, and always do a little indentation in the middle.
Okay.
So that is because when they cook, it's going to come up and be nice and smooth on the top.
So they're going to rise up a little bit in the middle.
They're going to rise up. You know, sometimes if you cook a burger and it's like kind of like oval shaped on top, this will avoid that. So you can even, you know, when you put it in, just push it down in the middle, and then y'all see when it cooks, it's going to be nice and smooth across the top.
That's a good tip.
And of course you could grill these, you know, or do whatever.
Okay, and you put some non-stick in there, right? So what are we cooking with? What do you suggest?
Yep, I have olive oil spray in here. I love this olive oil spray. I just buy our Best Choice, which is our private label, and I use it when I'm cooking eggs or when you're sauteing or whatever. So you could also just put a little olive oil in there, or you could put a little olive oil and butter as well, but I just love that because it's so easy.
And it's healthy, right? The olive oil spray?
Yeah, so it's nice and healthy for you, and just super simple to keep on hand. And another thing that we're just going to put on top of our burger, because we already have the ingredients, is I'm just going to mix up a little of this pesto mayo sauce. So I have 1/8 cup of mayo in there, and then I'm just going to add the same amount of pesto because we already have it, and then we're going to be able to spread this on top of our burgers.
So when the burgers are cooked, we're going to do that. Okay,
Yes.
question 2. Mayonnaise, is there a certain kind of mayonnaise we like? Because there are different, you know, Miracle Whip mayonnaise, different kinds of things people talk about. This is a mayonnaise burger.
Yep, this is a mayonnaise, and I've always grown up using, you know, mayo, and the best kind of hidden gem on the mayo aisle to me, because it can be a little pricey. I use Sours mayonnaise.
Good to know.
I think it's S-A-U-E-R-S, and a thing of it is it's less than $2.50, and I think it tastes just like Hellman's, which is a little bit pricier. even at Greer's when it's less than other retailers. But if you look out for that, it's a really good value. But yeah, so just mayo, and if you're really feeling fancy, you can make your own mayo.
Oh wow, okay, that's a whole nother level,
That's
right?
a whole nother level.
But we need to talk about that at some point because that would be fun to do.
I know that would be fun to do, and it's super simple. You just mix it up in your food processor, and basically all mayonnaise is egg yolks and oil. So it's not very healthy for you,
Probably
but
not,
it's
but
delicious.
sometimes we don't like to know that. This is all wafting my way. Michael, can you smell this? Because when you come back in here in just a few minutes, you get to finish this off. This is smelling delicious.
Thank you.
Yeah, Michael's going to come back with Lucy, but first you're going to talk about the weather.
Wrapping things up on this Wednesday with Lucy Greer from Greer's Markets, finishing up the pesto burgers with the caramelized onions and jalapenos. And you and I are in agreement that there is no limit on size when it comes to a burger, right?
That's right. And they shrink down. You know, our burgers are so huge, but we use ground chuck, so it's 80-20. And you always want to start with, of course, good quality ingredients, and same goes for your meat. And our meat departments are so amazing. We grind all of our beef in-house. We cut all our steaks.
And that is meat from Greer's.
Yeah, meat from Greer's, and we grind it fresh every day, multiple times a day, so you know that you're going to get awesome quality. So here are caramelized onions and jalapenos, and we mixed up some of our pesto mayo to put on top. So this burger is going to be a major hit. You know, if you're getting together with friends or family this weekend watching football, this would be a really good recipe to try.
Yeah, because you mentioned people are still grilling, and this kind of takes the stereotypical burger and enhances it.
Yes, exactly. So it's always fun to try something new and different. Of course, if you're trying to go low carb, just forget the bun, you know, put it on a bed of lettuce. I mean, you know, recipes, the fun about recipes is that they're versatile. So if there's an element in this that you didn't really like, you know, if you don't like anything spicy, don't do the peppers, just do the onions. And it's just fun to try something new and delicious.
Fantastic. And you have got to go to one of these Greer's Markets, especially the new one in Robertsdale that just opened up. Spacious. You can get all these ingredients there, and we'll put the info on our website, fox10tv.com, under the Studio 10 tab. I'm assuming we're seeing you next Wednesday, right?
Yep, I'll be here.
Always good. We got Lucy in the kitchen. We are going to be back to wrap things up on this edition of Studio 10 for a Wednesday after you see this.